Alright, welcome back to the channel. So I just wanted to debrief on my John Creativity deck. I did take it to an RCQ recently, and I just want to talk about the matchups and how the deck played and stuff. So talk about what I played here. So start off with, I did make a couple of changes before going. So anyway, so Lightning Bolts was a 4 of, stayed a 4 of. I think Lightning Bolt right now, very, I would say it's still pretty good against most matchups. So I'll definitely keep 4. Push is also like Lightning Bolt, you can also just bolt your opponent. So there's that too. I guess it's never really like a dead card per se. Push, it really depended on the matchup. So I might cut one. I didn't see any energy decks, so I didn't see a lot of those small creature decks. I played against the only real creature deck I played against was like this Orza like mid-range deck, and that was it. Every other deck was just like a combo deck that it didn't really matter that much. But Thoughtseize was amazing, like easily. it like overperformed 100%. So good. That's gonna stay as a 4 of. I might cut a push out. Red and 6 was okay. Like I said, like if like the pinging, sometimes it matters, but in this RCQ, I pinged maybe 1 or 2 creatures total. And then getting lands back is the main thing, but if you just keep recurring lands, yeah, like you keep making your land drop, but you're not really getting anywhere. It's still a very good card. I think 3 is probably what I want to sit at. I might add one more. Persist was okay. This is why I'm only running 3, and I think that is still correct even after this. I might even cut it down to 2, because what happens is when you go to your sideboard, or you go to game 2, right? They board in, surgical, and I had a matchup where I was like, oh, I can just discard my Archon and then get it back with this in the same turn. But then I was like, wait a minute, what if they have something in their hand that I don't know about? So I surgicaled them to see what was in their hand, and lo and behold, they had a surgical as well. So there's a lot of graveyard hate, and it's sometimes I feel like game 1 persist is okay. Game 2 it gets a lot worse. So I think 3 is good. You could probably cut it out game 2. I was trying out this card, Verdant Command. Be just to exile cards from graveyard. I also gain some life back, and I can also get some more creature tokens. That card's definitely getting cut. It just really didn't matter too much. Not a lot of decks were playing graveyard stuff outside of like Orza mid-range, and that was about it. Bitter Triumph, this card overperformed. It was very, very good. It worked when I needed it to work. It was the last minute edit or put in. I took out the Molten Collapse and put that in. Bitter Reunion was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine. Transmog and Creativity obviously is very good. I never had a problem. Anytime I top decked it or it was in my hand, I was happy. I was like, okay, I have a chance. Fable, I'm gonna be honest, it kind of felt bad. I don't know if it's like how fast the format is or what's going on, because man, it just it didn't feel very good. At some games it came through with like making the treasure tokens and stuff, but man, most of the time, like, they would just bounce it to your hand, bounce your shaman token, or something. Or just blow it up with Busaidu. Like it just, man, I don't know. Not sure. I don't know if I'll cut any out, but I just felt like it was not very good. And Archons, four of, I think is fine. Um, yeah, I think it's fine. So, like, a lot of the decks right now are just like ships, like combo decks. I was gonna say ships passing in the night, but I mean that's really what they are. You know, I played the first first two matches were against Amulet Titan, and I won one and I lost one, and pretty much whoever went first won. So you know, it kind of sucks, but it's whatever. And then, because this is pretty much a combo deck, like I can stop them with some cards that get in the sideboard. I'll go ahead and talk about that now. Meltdown ended up not boarding that in at all. Turn the Earth, it also ended up not boarding in because it just, you know, unless it's a complete graveyard strategy, it just doesn't matter. Strike It Rich didn't board it in because nobody played Blood Moon, so you know that was great. If in the future, I think I'll keep it, but in the future, if I face someone who has a lot of like creature hate, I'll probably board that in just to have another creativity target. This card was great, actually. Played against a couple decks, and it was really good. I mean, I actually just ended up blowing up my stuff because I was so far ahead on resources, like turning my like treasure tokens into like 3/3s, which was pretty awesome. I know you're not supposed to do that with this card, but I was so far ahead. I just like, well, I'll just turn my stuff into more power. Veil Summer, oh, so good. It's it definitely need to have 3 minimum. This card, I boarded it in, but I never saw it, so I don't know what to think about that one. Necromantia is 100% probably the best card. Second, well, it's pretty close. I'd say it's definitely one of the best cards in the sideboard. It's so good against these combo decks where all they do is just sit there and just like ignore what you're doing and just play whatever. Like it's very good. I played it against a couple decks and just I played it and pretty much the game was over. So I just had to close it out with like, you know, obviously getting my stuff online. Surgical Extraction is very, very good. Obviously, it's basically like Necromantia, but it takes a little bit more setup. If someone was playing like a Demir, or I think it was Grixis, but I'm not sure. Someone was playing like one of those graveyard decks with like Oculus or whatever, and so ended up boarding that in against that matchup, and they were not very happy about that. But yeah, some cards were good. I might. One of the problems was that I ran into was I got way too many lands, and that's what happened a lot. I am playing 24, but this deck is also kind of it's kind of a slower-ish deck, I guess, in terms of the format. Like it's a turn 4 like combo, and the combo doesn't necessarily win the game. I mean, there's ways to kind of do that with like treasure tokens and bitter reunion, but you know, it's you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's the update. I think I'll cut this for sure. I might put in a fatal push. Might cut a fatal push actually, because like against prime time, like what am I gonna hit there? Crazier, like is this not very good? And Fable might come out, like one of them might, but I'm not too sure. But yeah,